Yes. Wherever you are watching, it's a warm welcome to Sunrise here on Teledal TV. Well, actually, this particular morning show, we just created it at least to inform, to educate, and of course to entertain, and also to lighten up your morning mood. I am Tijan Jane, and with me in this studio, I have my co-presenter, our Sane. Our good morning.
And it's a pleasure to share a platform with you on this important and interesting program.
All right. Tell me, first of all, what have you taken for breakfast?
Honestly speaking, I haven't. I just want to drink something hot, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. But then, yeah, maybe after the program,
then we'll see.
I'll have to put something in my stomach.
All right. And later on, I'll ask you about my looks. And then, but basically, what do we have for our audience in our maiden edition of Sunrise?
Yes. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, we have the review of the newspapers. From there, we have international stories for you. And from the international stories, we have things that are happening in the Gambia. We will bring it to you. And then we will also bring something on sports. And likewise, before ending the day, we will bring some quotations or motivational quotes that you can learn from. Yeah.
And subsequently, we will be having guests in our studio. So if you want to be part of this program, all you need to do is to follow our social media handles, either on Facebook or either on YouTube or TikTok, but first of all, you have to subscribe. And once you subscribe, now you can get in touch and probably we will bring you on set. So what we're going to do now is to go for a short break. When we return back, Sunrise kick off right here on Teledal TV.
Scan the QR code and register on My Official app and boom, you get 1 GB free instantly. Just scan, download, register and enjoy. Check your balance, browse bundles, send and receive money instantly, pay bills in seconds, anytime, anywhere.
Just joining us, this is Sunrise here on Teledal TV, coming to you live on your screens. And then our next on our agenda, what do we have?
We have the newspaper review, and without wasting much time, I'll start with the Standard newspaper. On the front page, we have Doi leader says Barrow fears a united opposition. And another story, we have 1,823 Gambians enrolled for biometric passport in Spain and Italy. Ghana renew push for justice over killing of 44 Ghanaians in Gambia. NAM raised alarm over under-reporting of public funds. We also have SKJ to respond with 50K medicine donation to Farata Hospital appeal. Student President urged address post-Congress tensions at the UTG. And the final story of the Standard newspaper, we have GRA capacitize staff on transfer pricing to cope profit shifting. Those are the headlines on the front page of the Standard.
And then before we go, we look at what the PDOI's leaders said, that President Barrow is is afraid of
united opposition. So let me just take you through.
Let's see that just briefly and then see what exactly
This story is actually by Tabora Mane of the Standard newspaper, and it is said that the leader of the opposition People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism, Joy Swaibu Toure, has described President Adama Barrow's recent daring of opposition leaders to face him individually instead of group as sign of worry, fear, and desperation, because he knew very well what that meant, since he himself came to power through the united opposition.
But the president has this a famous slogan, Duma, Kumun Samorom, Duma.
And then the new one is that he said he is the Rua.
It's the Rua.
The Rua des Arènes. So therefore,
I just love President Barrow's confidence. I mean,
and his tactics as well.
And guess what? It's really working anyway.
It's working.
And,
he's just trying to pull their legs because,
of course. That's
and
it.
also,
Dangay gum sa bopa, you know, na affaire bi man la.
Xam nga façon yi moom kay su amee même gars suñu noppee sax foog gaa ñu yëngatu xam naa Barrow loolu la dee bëgg du dee bëgg always gaa ñu ngi noppee rek benn place so dafa cokkaas gaa
I like that.
si cokkaasee gaa rek gaa ñu wax because démb sax si benn meeting naa bu ma doon déglu ma dégg mu naan am na yenn moto yi nga xamante ne dañ fi yaaga gele rek soo lañ poussé rek nga yor fay ma ne waa kan moo ma wuy bu xam nga kan moo ma wax bu noonu.
The man is a very good politician,
definitely.
Honestly. And then we look at what is happening on the Voice newspaper. And here we're going to stay with the president, His Excellency Adama Barrow. And the Voice headline goes this way: Barrow questions Dabo's 5-year presidency pledge. That is the big question. The occupant of Marina Parade number 1 is asking Dabo's 5-year presidency pledge. But shortly we'll also look at what the president said. But we still remain with the Voice newspaper, and it says Sanyang VDC rejects Bak's move to dissolve executive committee, and the report cites weak enforcement, corruption as major human rights challenges in Gambia. 2 arrange over alleged 68.6 million Hajj visa scam and $88,000 backway fraud. Basically, these are the most some of the news on the Voice. And now, quickly, let's see what the president just asked about. President Adama Barrow has accused opposition United Democratic Party UDP leader Usainu Dabo of misleading political partners with his pledge to serve only 5 years if elected president. Well, Barrow continues, and he made these remarks on Monday in the Upper River region during the ongoing nationwide tour where he has been launching road infrastructure projects. He claimed that Dabo's commitment to a single 5-year term was not credible, warning supporters against trusting the pledge. He is politicking and deceiving other parties with this pronouncement, Barrow said, referring to Dabo's statement on term length. The president further suggested that Dabo would remain in office beyond the promised period if elected, adding in a political remark, if you mistakenly give this country, it will get old. Yeah. That is what. Yes, I think we have gone past the Standard newspaper, and now we are talking about the Voice newspaper, and probably let me just put it this way so you can easily see where it says Barrow questions Dabo's 5-year presidency.
Yep.
Wow. That's it. That is his point.
Definitely.
So let's see what is on the Point newspaper.
But Uncle T, before going for through the Point newspaper, we just have to sip. You know, the stomach guy. We just have to sip some coffee. And then
TB amut sukur.
Oh.
Anyway, because I take sugar.
But
right?
to me it's fine.
I think there is some sugar, but I just want
gain energy.
I just want it
we
to
just
be like
need the energy.
like honey. Yeah.
So the lead story on the Point newspaper, still President Barrow vows to bridge infrastructural gap in rural Gambia. So let me just take you through the story without wasting much time. It says, since 2017, President Adama Barrow's administration has been on a mission to transform Gambia's rural landscape. Roads that were once considered no-go area have begun to open up, connecting communities long trapped in isolation. So I think
those are some commendable strides undertaken by the Barrow government because I remember I have been trekking for like so many years, and some of those areas, trust me, in those days it used to be a very difficult place to go in the first instance, and secondly, most of these social amenities were not available. Electricity was a far-fetched dream. Even clean water was a problem. And then today they have it at their doorsteps. I think that is a big thumb up to government, because I mean, people in the rural Gambia, we are all Gambians, so we are all entitled to enjoy some of these social facilities in order to make our life much easier. And then I think, yes, that's really good.
That's really a great, and that's what we prayed for. We pray to have a developing country, even if it's in the provinces. Transportation should be easier. So, and we are seeing that in the Barrow government.
We have Gambia, fen soriwut.
Yeah.
Suñ problème over the years, depuis independence, suñ problème mooy woon rek ay yoon yu baax yoo xamante ne mun nañoo dem di jokkalante ak yooyu noonu, waaye Gambia fen soriwut.
te démba maa doon déglu wala maa doon seetaan GRTS ñu doon génnee Barrow tour bu mu doon def fële URA wax na ko mu ne Jawara bu mu fi nekkoon Jawara am na knowledge be like everything was just cheap, but then lum lifi non rek mooy development bi when it comes to road connections ak tamit dëkk bi nu meloon time Jawara ak moom bu mu nekkee président nu mu transformé dëkk bi mu ne loolu rek he is just proud of himself doing that, and then he has all the right to do so because we are all seeing it.
Yes, of course. That's another thing. Bu ñu jaalee foofu noonu dañuy dem ak li nga xam ne moom mooy Foroyaa newspaper ñoom nag fu ñu doore rek as BCC budget deadlock drags into 5th month as mayor sends matters to a government. And also ECOWAS Parliament endorses eliminating roaming charges. President Barrow launches new road project in the Upper River region. So far, so good. These are some of the headlines making news in the country. And I think that does it for our newspaper review. And then now we just going for a short break momentarily, but we will be back in seconds. So don't go away. Welcome back. This is Sunrise on Teledal TV, and the next itinerary on our agenda, our Sane, that would be the international news. And where will you first take us to?
I will first take you to DR Congo, and then we will come back to Kenya. Because this has been something that we've been seeing since I was in primary school. That's the Ebola outbreak. I even forget about this virus. So it's still on. And then I found out that at least 131 deaths have been reported in an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with more than 513 cases suspected, local officials have said. A spokesman of the DR Congo government said cases were now being reported over a wider area, including the provinces, and the World Health Organization has declared the outbreak of the current strain of Ebola, which they've also come up with initiatives to take some of the victims to America or Germany for treatment. But in a latest information that I've received, US has banned the initiative. So it's just something that is
it's really scary.
Scary because it's Africa, because no one knows this traveling thing, and then one of the victims can come to our country, and then the more it is spreading, no one is safe, because it's just like COVID. When it came
I know that when it comes to Gambia, our health system that we have in place, they're very vigilant when it comes to outbreaks, and normally they take all the precautions necessary. It reminds me of when the Ebola first. Yes, there were some precautions that the Ministry of Health, including other local and international partners in the country, some of the steps that were being taken. And of course also, they're not taking this Ebola outbreak lightly. And at the same time, people also need to be sensitized, when it comes to Ebola. Like I said, it is a deadly virus, and it is really scary. It reminds me the time we had the first Ebola outbreak and in Sierra Leone. It was really sad because there were so many disturbing videos coming out, to the point that people were running away from neighbors, from relatives, from your own kids, and people were just dying. It was really so sad.
Yeah.
And it took the international community a long time to intervene.
Definitely.
And I think all those are lessons for African countries to learn, because African problems need African solutions. So we don't always have to wait for the international community to come to our aid, right? We have to take the initiative and, stop folding our hands, man, and start blaming others for things that we need to take care of.
It's until things get worse, and then we start taking actions. It is a wake-up call. It is in one African country. No one knows how it will spread. So if your country is safe right now, we just have to make sure that we protect our country, and then make sure that the virus doesn't spread.
But we cannot afford it. Yeah. We cannot afford to have that one. And then from
there, there's a massive protest going on in Kenya, as the youth of Kenya took the street to protest regarding the price hike of the fuel. Because we've seen that this has become a challenge in throughout the world, I can say. The fuel price hike is a challenge, because even in the Gambia here, they said it's because of the war in Iran. But then we are not even, we do not even share borders, but we are affected through this fuel increase thing. But then Kenyans, for them, they just took it upon themselves to protest. But I don't think that would be the solution for it, the protest. So what do you think? Do you think the protest will solve this?
No. Like I said, people have the right to protest, to demonstrate, but sometimes we just have to be very, very reasonable.
Definitely.
Right? In the sense that the fuel crisis is a global thing, and it affects every single country, even the Gulf country, where most of these oil is coming from. Even the U.S., who are already in the war with Iran, they're also feeling the pinch of it. And if you go to many parts of the world, the price for fuel has really increased. And
it's affecting everyone.
It affects everyone. And so I think what we need to do is to start looking inwards. I always ask this question. Instead of depending on, all these oil coming from the Gulf, and we have big brother Nigeria here, why can't African, turn to Africans
instead of depending on
and then depending
outside
on
the country?
I don't know,
Continent.
but probably the experts have the answers to all those things. But, when we speak from the layman's point of view, I would say, okay, why do I need to worry when I can turn to Nigeria? And Nigeria, for example, Gambia, Nigeria has been our long-standing partners since independence, So we should not have. But I also understand from the Minister of Energy that we have enough fuel that will take us for quite a while. So let's hope that this Gulf thing will come to an end, and then life will go back to normal. No. Once you have electricity price being hiked, it affects a whole lot of things. Not only transportation, but most of the things that we do, we have to depend on fuel for our electricity, for whatever, So once the electricity is up, obviously everything will equally go up. But like I said, let's hope that the Gulf War comes to an end.
So that's what I have for you on the stories, international stories. So next on the agenda or the program guide, we have what's happening. But do we need a break? Or before that, Uncle T, tell me, today you look like someone who's coming from Nigeria.
Exactly.
You come from Nigeria today.
Yes, because I actually,
have you been communicating with Bola Tinubu?
Hey, I just wish I have a rendezvous with President Tinubu. Because the first thing I will do is to cry.
Why?
I will cry until I hold the man's leg.
Why would you cry?
And then I'll now say what I want.
No, that's a tactic.
That's a tactic, that's a tactic.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll go for another break. When we return, Sunrise continues here on Teledal TV. Don't go away. Well, thank you very much. And next hour, we will go and see what's happening in the Gambia. Happening in the Gambia is another segment on this. So we'll try to look at some of the things that are really trending in this country, right? And then if MCR is ready, they can now take us through.
Yeah, definitely. Which is the Chief Justice, Hassan B. Jallow, is also preparing for retirement after decades of dedicated service to the nation. Meanwhile, public attention remains on the case involving former Auditor General Modu Sise, as more than 3 months have passed since the matter was heard, with many still awaiting a ruling. In another development, Jaha Dukure says she is investing in farming to create more job opportunities in the Upper River region. Her remarks follow President Adama Barrow's foundation stone laying for the 11.2-kilometer road linking Mankamankunda, Julangel, Sare Musa, Sare Wolof, and Bantendo, a project expected to boost growth and connectivity in the area. From there, we move to another story on things that are happening, which is a major talking point in the recent political shift as Kanifi Municipal Council Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda formally withdraw his candidacy for the United Democratic Party's presidential flag bearer position and stepped into leadership with the United Movement for Change, as he is finally selected as the flag bearer of the UMC party. That's last Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was quite interesting. First of all, our hearts and prayers goes to the Chief Justice, who is retiring very soon, Hassan B. Jallo, who has really served this nation judiciously, and we wish him all the best, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He's retired but not tired. Right? So we will still make best use of him while he's enjoying. We will continue to tap from his reservoir of experience and knowledge to further, strengthen our judicial system in the Gambia. He might not be very active in the office, going, coming, but we can still consult with him. This man is just it's a gift for the Gambia.
Definitely.
It's a real gift for this
because
country.
Maybe some people do not know he's also an imam.
Exactly.
He's also an imam.
Exactly. I have the opportunity to meet his father alive once.
Wow.
Then I was very, very young.
Wow.
In Bansang, then after a few years, then the father passed away. But that's great. And another happening is Ahmed Bensouda. Saturday, he stormed the buffer zone with thousands of supporters as he launched his party or rally, it was. It was a real ambience, and then a lot of people actually came out.
I was even surprised. Honestly, I was really surprised.
I think it's
when
it's
I saw the crowd.
Yes,
wow,
they have really done some good job.
Yeah.
So we wish them all the best, right? And we also have to give them a tap on the shoulder, because of
it's a political season.
Yes, and not only that, but you see, taking this initiative to jump into the political arena, it takes a whole lot. I don't want to say this word, but it's just like you must have the guts to jump in, and then focus.
The capability, determination.
But whether you will succeed in the presidential election or any other election, that is another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But basically, you will commend them for the initiative, and the willingness to take their party or movement to another level.
It takes a lot of courage to take
such
steps.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So that's what is happening in the Gambia.
All right. And then
the next is sports.
And before sports,
interview with Sabali.
Yes, earlier on we spoke to Mamadou Sabali, who is the presidential advisor and currently with the head of state on nationwide tour, while speaking all the way from Basse in the URR. Mr. Sabali brought us to speak as to some of the activities of His Excellency the President, Adama Barrow. So we'll go with that interview. When we return, the show continues. Thank you very much, Mr. Mamadou Sabali, for joining our maiden edition of our breakfast show, which is called The Sunrise, here on Teledal TV. Well, Mr. Sabali, you have been accompanying the President on a recent tour throughout the country. First of all, can you bring us to speed as to what are some of the activities in the couple of days ago that the President was engaged in?
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me on Sunrise Teledal, and I'm right here in Basse URR, where the sun actually rises from in the Gambia in the east. President Barrow is on a tour to launch phase one of a huge, massive infrastructural development program that is going to usher in 1,500 extra kilometers of roads. This part here we're doing is stretching from URR to CRR. He's laid foundation stones in Tumanna, in Wulli, and yesterday we crossed over to CRR North. These roads are being planned and initiated on the backdrop of a huge expansion of roads in the urban areas, including the famous OIC roads and other ones spanning the length and breadth of the urban area. But the roads out here have particular significance because rural Gambia has largely been left out in our development programs until President Barrow came in with these URL roads and bridges projects. So these ones are also giving roads to communities that have never dreamt of modern world-class roads from colonialism through the First Republic down to the Second Republic. So President Barrow is rolling out a game changer here that will connect and other social amenities. And this is sure to uplift the living standards of the people who've been paying their taxes without getting much in return over decades.
So what are some of the perception of the beneficiaries? What are they talking about?
Well, they are actually overwhelmed. They've said that they've dreamt about these things, cried about them, and nothing has come out. They've seen governments come and go, come out and promise them these roads, but nothing had materialized until President Barrow arrived on the scene. And they are not doubting President Barrow because he promised them electricity and he rolled out that program, inaugurating rural electrification across the length and breadth of the country. And now that he is coming, on the backdrop of roads already constructed and inaugurated in Sabah Sanjal, in Nyanija, in other areas of the country, these people know that their dreams have finally come true, and they've come out in their numbers, singing songs, chanting religious songs, praying for the president, Muslims, Christians, Gambians across the ethnic and even political divide. Even opposition sympathizers have now started coming out to clap for President Barrow, to thank him and to assure them and to assure him of their solidarity in the nation-building process.
Well, I think some of these strides are really commendable. But what should the people expect from the president in the near future?
Well, the people are expecting a continuation of the development agenda that President Barrow rolled out under the Yiriwa Development Plan. This is not just roads. This is also schools. It's health centers, which he has inaugurated in all areas of the country, from Badibu to Kiang, to Nyomi, to Jokado, to Tumanna here, where the health center inaugurated was named after legendary Asan Musa Kamara, former vice president. The one in Badibu Setlikenye, named after Sheriff Mustafa Adiba. We have the university campus in Faraba. We have USET campus. More than $7 billion is invested into higher education and TVED, and grants given to young people for entrepreneurship through the Roots project, through the Giraffe project, matching grants for young people to get engaged in commerce, in agriculture. President Barrow right now has nothing to prove. And all the people are waiting for is the time to see the deliverables, because they are not questioning the logic. They are not questioning the sincerity and commitment of President Barrow, as already exemplified in already inaugurated projects.
Well, Mr. Sabala, I don't wish to keep you that long on the line, but finally, I would have loved to put this. The presidential election is just a couple of months ahead of.
It's a foregone conclusion. You don't need to ask the question. The game is over. And as Attack already sang, Borom Dikabi is President Barrow.
What has been the message of the president to Gambians and, of course, to electorates?
I actually like the question. His message has been simple. He's telling them people will come here. They used to say that when President Barrow promises something, it's not going to happen. But now, every time they've doubted them, the opposition, he has come to the masses to prove himself. Now they have changed their language to say, no, he'll bring the roads, but the roads are not good. He will bring the electricity, but the electricity is not good. Now, President Barrow's message is simple. I am here, been there, done it. What have they done for you? They cannot do anything for you. And if you should change the leadership of this country and bring them in, it will be, he used this very powerful imagery. He said, when an axe tries to beat a drum is once it destroys the drum. Changing this leadership with the opposition talk shops will bring destruction and no development. President Barrow is the real deal, and thank God the people know what's up and the game is over. Like Attack said again, Borom Dekabi, it's President Barrow and the game is over.
And when are we expecting the president back in Banjul?
Well, very soon we are going to CRR South today to lay more foundation stones, and by the end of the week, President Barrow will be in Banjul with you, inshallah. You can go and welcome him at the State House gate.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mamadou Sabali, for the time taken and the time invested in Sunrise here on Teledal TV. Actually, wala Mamadou Sabaliti je yaje kapiringa nying tola video je ay hakilo bulande atinna fang I really miss tour because tour is really
kabri katala nu wato
ay
hakilo sambal
because kapiringa mero fananja balo kandita
bilade mero balo kandita
yalo mansabo le nyama mansaning darajo le kata so wato dole ka molje ka kuke mansanyala akata le bukatare isawoto ala sifa jamali ko
intendame bini asindi tele nyati le kai ko fanji le tele nyama fantala ni
that's good. We have now rolling towards the end of this particular show, and then before that, we will go and see what is happening in the sporting fraternity. I understand that girls don't like football, but they fancy footballers.
I won't deny it. I won't deny it. Because I'm a victim. I'm guilty. Should I say I'm guilty? It's just recently that I sometimes enjoy football through the WhatsApp status, but I won't sit and watch football. Do you know why? Because I said I cannot handle the pressure.
All right.
I cannot handle the pressure. That your team is playing, but you are with the pressure that if you lose, some people will mock you. For example, you have Arsenal and Man United. If Arsenal lose, Man United fans will mock them and all that.
That even reminds me because Arsenal is very close to winning the Premier League.
Definitely.
After 20 years of waiting. So they just have to win their next game and they will snatch the Premier League. And I'm sure all the Gunners are praying that they don't lose.
They've already started celebrating because I'm not going to stay to some. The coronation is near.
But technically, there is also some element of risk.
Yeah.
City is playing today. If City should win, they will still close the gap just by 2 points. So it will remain for both teams just a game.
Wow.
So imagine if Arsenal should lose their next game and City should win. That would be disaster.
in the Senegalese voice,
now coming back to the home front, we will go with a report on the sports roundup in Gambia.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you very much. Just a recap of what is happening in the
sport fraternity.
The sporting fraternity. It's like a countdown to the GFF election, which will happen in June, or rather in July, if I'm not mistaken. My sports uncle is here, so he can also put me through. The election is in June or in July?
I guess it's June.
July.
Oh, July.
All right. And then we have some few contenders, and the likes of Kamaso, Kemo, Fati, and some other guys. Unfortunately, the video we have prepared for that one didn't come, but hopefully in our next edition, we'll bring you the latest on the GFF election, and also Gambia's under-20 girls' participation in the WAFU competition. Well, of course, tonight we're going to see some great encounters in the Premier League. Well, I am afraid that's all we have for you in this particular edition of Sunrise here on Teledal TV. From me, Tijan Jane. All right?
Before you go, okay, we have some quotes for you. The quote,
to motivate us.
To motivate, to end the day or the sunrise with some motivational quotes.
Okay.
Which is, your daily habits are the stepping stones to your biggest dreams. Your daily habits are your stepping stones to your biggest dreams.
No problem.